Alright, so I'll show you what's going on. Welcome to Shanty Village here. It has been really hot here in Ontario. This is my outside workstation. Bit of a disaster right now, but it's working out well. Alright, so I don't know where we left off, but I've started creating the cabinet structure, which has been quite the brainstorming challenge. It's been fun. It's hard because nothing's level in the van. There's no straight lines. The van actually curves coming to the back. You kind of have to just work with what you have. So the tricky part is I'm building cavities for things that I don't have. And they always say make sure you have all the things before you start building the cavities. But for example, this is sized large enough for an all-in-one diesel heater. I want to go with the all-in-one. It has like the gas tank in the top. It's like a big rectangle, 16 inches high, 16 long by like 7 inches wide. Now the other cavity is going to be for all of the electronics once I get to that phase. Now I'm doing this all in phases like I've said from the beginning, but this cavity is for all the electronics. So the battery's going to be on the bottom. I've got some wood here for mounting the fuse block, maybe the charge controller, and then this cavity here is actually going to have access through here, but it may need to hold a couple electronic devices as well. I'm not too sure. The last few days I've been just getting frustrated with not being able to think. I just sit here and I'm staring at this wall like just blank in the head, and that's why I've created this big tarp awning area so I can be out of the sun. It's helped quite a bit. I'm hoping today to establish kind of the countertop where the level is. Countertop is going to start here and it's actually going to kind of go in front of this door, so you have access to it from outside. So everything is connected to this, which is connected to this, and it's just been like, you know, it's Lego. I grew up loving Lego. This is like real life Lego, and it's been really fun. I needed to get this main structure done. There's so many, like, I just sat here and would just think and just visualize and hold pieces of wood up, you know, like, okay, this and this and this, and you know, there's no point of filming that. But now that I actually have an idea of what I'm doing, it's starting to kind of come together. I have it in my head, and I'll start kind of recording today just to kind of fill in this process of the van. Wow, pretty happy with that. That's not a first cut. What's a first cut? Ooh, yeah. It was a busy day yesterday, lots of brainstorming. As you can see, this masterpiece here. I've cut a piece of insulation and spray painted it black, and this window is going to be completely covered. And then later today I'm going to be making another set of shelves to go across. I'm going to have some braces running off here down to the bottom, covering the insulation. So I'm going to go grab that piece of insulation and see how it fits and how it looks from the outside. Okay, so here's the piece that I made yesterday. Reflective on one side, black on the side that's going to be facing out, so when you look into the window you don't see anything. So I'm thinking about painting this kind of the same color as the white that I've done on the plastic. This will be all exposed at the back of the shelves. And I don't really want to add wood if I don't have to. That's just unnecessary weight and material, right? So, completely black. You can't see anything, which is exactly what I wanted. Whereas here, you can see the silver, which will be painted black, but here, you see nothing. Yeah. All right, here we are. I did it again. I keep forgetting to set up this camera. Just been hot and lots of thinking. What's going on? This door's kind of a his and her kind of storage, clothing, another cubby. Alright, so here we go. This has been quite the process. Like I said, nothing's level, nothing's straight. The van curves, the ceiling curves, but all this is basically level and in line and equal. And I keep forgetting to set up the camera. I'm just like, this has been such a thinking process, brainstorm, draw, measurements, and just kind of do it on the fly. So I keep forgetting to set up the camera. So like I said, I always get the finalized product and not necessarily the while it's happening, but I think I'm basically done the majority of what needs to be done here. I'm going to sand everything, and now I'm going to start to kind of face everything with the cupboard doors and hinges, which I still haven't figured out. It's a little bit tricky to decide on how it's going to work. So that's one of the things that I find challenging with building the van, is there's so many things that can be done or need to be done. And just the way that my brain works, I'm thinking about all of those things. I've really had to, you know, make decisions on which areas I'm going to work on. So, you know, like I started with the bed frame here because this whole cabinet was kind of based off of this rail, which corresponds with this rail, right? So I needed to know where the bed was and then make my measurements for the extension to know how big that this cupboard is going to be. Building this structure, like you can see all the angles, right? Like it's not a square, and you can see the roof line is like not level. Like see how thin it is here and how it gets bigger. But this is actually level. So you want all of this to be level for usage, but you want to somehow make it look like appealing to the eye, right? Cosmetically. Everything is connected to everything. Just like life in general, right? Everything we do is connected to everything that we do. And if we don't believe that, then you got another thing coming, because everything is connected. Especially what you eat, how you feel, how you show up, how you perform, all that kind of shit. It's been kind of a cluster, if that makes sense. What's up, bud? Hey. What's going on? You hot? I feel like we need to go for a SWIM. And right now it's like, yeah, so I don't really know what to do right now. Like, you know, I need hinges to be able to visualize how I'm gonna set it up before I can start cutting faseboards and covered doors.